I'm rolling, baby, like Fred Durst.
Cannon. So when I sent you that,
you blew my mind is what you did, because I had no idea.
Yeah, but I thought you and Ryan, I sent it to Ryan too. I was like, we all knew this, right? Because I knew it. I just, I'd been down one of those internet rabbit holes, and I'm like, yeah, it's from Madden. It's Pat Summerall saying Rich Gannon, and then they just cut it to sound Cannon.
Oh my gosh. And that'd be the DJ tag at a bunch of stuff.
So in a future episode, everybody, we're going to get into producer tags, but that's not what we're doing today. So if you have producer tags, hey, drop your favorite one.
Drop your there's a lot of, is that what you, we'll get into it.
There's a lot. But I feel like Denver was the center of the sports universe. And I know we don't try to do a specific theme or topic, but I mean, you name it, everything was happening where you were at.
It was just a wild weekend for Denver sports, man. Like, I rolled into Dick's today, Dick's Sporting Goods, and even just basic T-shirts with Colorado Buffaloes printed on them were retailing at $70.
Oh my gosh, was it at least like Nike, like a nice print? Like, was it nice?
I don't know, man.
How nice can you get?
Right, for $70, like it better come with a massage or something,
Shoot.
But yeah, dude, it feels like just what a wild weekend for Colorado. Like, first off, let me just talk about the Rocky Mountain rivalry. What a crazy, crazy game that was. Double overtime. Friggin' Coach Prime and the crew end up pulling it out. But the night before, WWE SmackDown at Ball Arena. So it's like you got the big college football game happening. You got the Broncos game happening. You got SmackDown here.
And you had college game day at the rivalry game, right?
Yeah. Dude, there were 7 national broadcasts in Boulder.
Damn.
All of a sudden, it's like Boulder, Colorado is just the central focus of college football. It is insanity out here.
I mean, you're only 3 games in. You got all the stuff in the media with Dion, and Prime is already primed, if you will, for all that stuff. And he totally is just, I don't know if you're Colorado State's coach, like why do you add fuel to that fire? Because it looked like for a while they were gonna just win that game hands down. And okay, well, Buffs, you went 2-0 and now back down to earth, but not the case yet.
No, man, that game was like, I'm like, wow, this like they're getting real chippy early. Like, it was an emotional game. Like, I never paid attention to the, Colorado Buffaloes before last year. I think they won 1 game. Like, nobody talked about it. And nobody could talk really about the Broncos either. So football was kind of non-existent out here. Well, but now, dude, with Coach Prime and his sons just like tearing it up, dude. It's crazy. And the head coach of the Rams, Colorado Rams, the Colorado State, right?
Yep.
Dude, just had a bunch of stuff to say, and I don't know why you want to poke the bear. That is Deion Sanders, because, man, they came out guns blazing, dude. There were all kinds of late hits. There was one on the Buffalo's receiver Hunter, a dirty hit. Ball was in the dirt. Play was way over, uncatchable, and guy just comes around the corner after the play and just sticks him, dude. Just like the guy had to go to the hospital.
Wow.
Yeah, it was brutal. So fights were like breaking out. I'm like, damn, like this is exciting stuff,
So, all right, so that, and I was getting back from a wedding. One of my best friends since I was a little kid, John Shea, and his wife Sarah, they finally tied the knot, and it was fun. Got to catch up with a bunch of friends. That was like the best part of it. And, I wasn't sure if I wanted to talk about it, but the DJ he was so bad. But despite him being so bad, it's almost like no one noticed he was there. So everybody still had a good time. Like, it didn't turn into like, oh my God, the DJ was bad and the wedding was bad. Like, I was like, well, hey, not everyone's a home run. Can't win them all.
Yeah.
But
they kind of just tuned him out.
We all tuned him out. At some point, I'm like, we're just going to have that low, dull, like murmur, dull roar. And everybody was like just having combos. And I mean, the DJ was on his phone. I was like, you're not playing that good that you have time to text somebody.
No, man. And when your whole reception turns into like a cocktail hour, you know the DJ is doing a bad job. And that sucks, man, because a DJ can really make or break your wedding. And I always took a lot of pride in mine, and they were always super stressful, to be honest.
Well, you and me both share that with weddings.
Yeah.
Like, as a photographer and videographer, I don't want to take on their stress. And you always feel the couple's stress. Even if they're cool, you still know, I got to get the shot, or I got to have seamless transitions. I have to play the right song for the dance. Like, there's a lot to it.
I mean, there's a lot of big moments in someone's life, you know, their birth, of course. They get their driver's license, maybe. They graduate high school, college, they get engaged. Like, these are big life things. But the biggest is got to be the wedding day. Yeah. So if there's one thing you absolutely have to get right, it's that. And you know how sometimes you can say that over preparation is a bad thing?
Yep.
Not when it comes to this. You need to be prepared for every possible scenario to happen, especially if you're a DJ that's playing both the ceremony and the reception. So there's a lot riding on it. Like, you got to really come prepared. You got to know your stuff, but you also have to get your couple to do their homework, right? They need to give you everything that they need, their do playlist, their do not playlist. Like, you know, nowadays, every, you know, bridesmaid and groomsmen, they want to come into their own song. They got their own end zone dance, so to speak. Yep. And it's like, it's a whole elaborate thing. So you got to be prepared. You got to be prepared for that too. And that kind of sucks, man. Like,
I'm spoiled. You weren't there. I couldn't get DJ Ross. Like,
right.
But again, like, we all had a good time, and I was kind of like, hey, he was like bad, right? That DJ wasn't good. Everybody's like, yeah, he wasn't good. I'm like, okay, I wasn't yeah.
If he was good, everybody would have been talking about it at the end.
Yeah. I mean, how are you going to book another gig? So that was like the only really downside of my weekend, but everything was happening for you. And when I started watching SmackDown, I'm like, I told you, I was like, hey, I'm going to watch it because maybe I'll see you because I know you're going to sit kind of close.
Yeah. Well, I didn't know how I knew that they're all right, we're going to put you second row, seats 1 and 2. I'm like, okay, but what does that mean? Typically, they put me on, the side of the hard camera. So media and press, they go on that side. The people that pay are the ones that are going to be on TV.
Right.
But they put me right next to the entrance ramp.
Yeah.
So, like, you know, the rails that go all the way around, like, I was right there. And so you said that the DJ was kind of the only bad part of your weekend. Mm-hmm. Well, let me tell you the bad part of my weekend.
There we go.
And why I'm still kicking myself in the ass right now. So I decided to bring my buddy Mahai Mike to go to SmackDown. He's a big WWE fan. I'm like, this will be perfect, right?
Right.
So all week on air, I'm giving away tickets. I'm playing a ton of LA Knight sound bites. Yeah. And just having an absolute blast with it, as I, should. And then we did a sit ringside with JR thing. So, a certain Instagram winner got to sit ringside. I never even saw them, so I hope they had a good time. But we were running a little bit late for the show. And I'm thinking, I'm fortunate enough. I didn't have to pay for this. That's okay. We'll miss the opening pyro, but we'll get to see the rest of the show, and we'll get to see John Cena, which is why we're coming, right?
Right.
So I don't know if you've ever tried to drive to downtown Denver in the middle of rush hour on a Friday.
I have.
It is near impossible, Dave. It was the drizzling, to be honest. Okay. All of a sudden, our 5-minute late arrival time stretches to 10 minutes, stretches to 15 minutes. And then I'm like, okay, screw it. The show started. Let me pull SmackDown up on my phone.
Right.
So we're popping on SmackDown. I see Pat McAfee shows up out of nowhere because boy's out in Boulder for, the ESPN deal.
Yep.
And The Rock was there with him. So I'm like, wow, wouldn't it be kind of cool if he's in Boulder? Like, what if he came to Denver? Pat's here.
What are the
How
odds?
cool would that be? And then Pat's in the ring, and then all of a sudden it's like, if you smell, and I'm like, no fucking way, dude. punch it. The Rock is at Ball Arena, and this is as we're pulling in to park. So we're trapped behind like 5-6 cars, just putting along. And The Rock is just cutting this promo, tearing up Austin Theory, something fierce, dude. And then we finally get to park, and my feed cuts out on me, so I toss the phone in the pocket. And, dude, I haven't run this fast since like freshman year gym class. I'm booking it. As fast as a bad back and all. I didn't care. I wasn't going to let it stop me. I'm booking it, dude, as fast as I can, cutting, pushing little kids out of the way, getting through security, only to get down to our seats as the lights go black for a commercial break and The Rock is out of the ring.
Man, he literally just, you missed him by that much. That's such a bummer. But I'll say, because when we talked about this pre-show, you're not as upset as maybe you would have been like 10 years ago, Jeff.
Oh, gosh, 10 weeks ago, Jeff. I would have been pissed, bro.
Damn.
But I've been working on myself a lot lately, right? As I think people should.
Absolutely.
None of us are perfect, right? Besides Kurt Hennig, rest in peace. So I kind of, I had to take a second, think about it, got to my seat. I'm like, wow, this is pretty freaking good. I'm like, I'm right at the ramp. I can high five everybody, and at first I wanted to give him the business. Like, dude, you screwed this up. You told us that you wanted to drive. It would have because my place is on the way down from his. So, all right, perfect. Makes sense. I even went as far as to go outside and wait. You're anxious to get somewhere when you're outside waiting.
Yeah.
Not only did I go outside my apartment, Dave, I walked all the way down to the entrance of the complex. So as soon as he's coming by, I can just dive into the truck and take off, which we did.
Yep.
But, I kind of sat with it for a second, and I thought about it, and I was like, who's it going to benefit if I put up a big, fuss about this? Nobody. It's going to make me look like a jerk. My buddy already feels bad about it, right? He got stuck doing some work late that he wasn't supposed to do.
Right.
And, thinking about it now in retrospect, I definitely did the right thing. And as amazing as it would have been to hear that music hit live, because The Rock hasn't been on WWE programming, and gosh, I don't even know how long. That would have been incredible to see, but I didn't. And then I thought, well, shoot, it makes a funny story anyway. Hey, what if The Rock, 1% chance he shows up to Ball Arena for SmackDown? There's no, if you smell, like,
this is my nightmare.
No, it totally was, dude. It totally was. But we ended up having a great time at the show. We saw John Cena. I took a bunch of pictures and filmed a bunch of stuff. And I think I'm going to cut together a small little reel this week about my time at the event. And
you have
business,
to.
Yeah. Business just picked up from there, bro. Because I went out the next day with the same buddy. And we went on a little figgy hunt, man.
So before you dive into the hunt, I got to tell people. So during the event, I was like, all right, I'm midway through. Cool. Let me see where you're sitting. And the very end, when they throw up the copyrights and the logos, who is it? Is JR's right there, pointing it.
Let's go.
The Usos, no, I could tell you were talking trash, and paused the TV.
Oh, yeah.
Took a bunch of pictures, a bunch of screenshots. Yo, you literally could touch them from where you were.
Oh yeah, it's super close, and maybe we'll overlay some of those clips in this podcast for those of you watching over on YouTube. But dude, it was unbelievable.
And LA Knight shared your video.
We're basically buddies now.
That's the baby steps, bro. I mean, just
LA Knight. Yeah. I got his shirt. Fun thing about it is my buddy got me the shirt. I think it's because he felt bad.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that was really nice of him. But yeah, dude, you sent me those shots. And matter of fact, there was this mom and her little kids sitting in the front. I think she had her dad there too. And this one little girl was just screaming at all the heels at the top of her lungs, dude. And then her little brother turns around, punches me in the chest, and spits on me.
Dude, what? Are you the heel?
He was probably like 6 years old, 5, 6 years old. And his grandpa was like, what the hell are you doing? He had to like pull him back. I don't know, man. He thought I was a bad guy or something.
I mean, you were wearing what, Super Mario shirt? It's not like you had,
no,
like a
I was
Miz
just a patron.
shirt on.
Yeah. Well, one of the things that was cool about the event is I got recognized there, and that
Dude.
felt kind of cool. And that happened again the next day, which I'm like,
On the Fig
what the
Hunt,
heck
right?
is going on? Yeah. We ended up having a great time, dude. And then you sent me those shots. I was so pumped about it. I'm showing everybody. I'm like, we're on the freaking, we're on the show. The best part, before we move on, because, gosh, like, I mean, this was just the other day, but it seems like so much has happened since then, you know? And so Bailey comes down, and I do my bit that I did last time I saw her. Well, I yell out, Bailey, I used to love you. And this time she heard it. And I'm pretty sure this is on the show, on TV. She looks at me and says, I never loved you. Get out of here, Four Eyes. And everybody around me's like, oh,
dude, that's cutting, bro.
And I was like, that hurt.
Man, it's like all of that after I interviewed you.
I know, what the heck?
Which I think is funny. I'm sure she recognized you.
Maybe.
Because that was a pretty recent interview.
Yeah, because they were just here. They come to Denver like twice a year, you know?
Plus you got, dude, it's the signature brand. Like, you always keep the look when you're out in public. Like, you don't really, you can change up like the accessories and clothing, but dude, the look is there.
Yeah. And mostly it's when people hear me talk, which feels pretty cool. So they know me from my, from being on the air.
Let me talk to you.
Let me talk, dude. That T-shirt's sick. It's got LA Knight. I should have wore it for the damn show. LA Knight in the middle, holding the mic, and then around it says, "Let me talk to you." It's just dope, dude. I love it.
You convinced me. I mean, you're the one who's like, "Yo, you gotta watch this guy like wrestle." I'm like, "All right, yeah, I'm a fan already."
Somebody was asking me today. I went to out the box to bring in some more figs to sell, and he's like, "Hey, is your pal Dave a big fan like you of WWE?" And I said, Dave was a super fan during the Attitude Era, but slowly but surely I'm bringing him back around. He actually watched Payback recently.
Random event for me to watch.
And I was real excited about it. I'm like, that's my dog. He's in.
And I was like, okay, that was good. I haven't watched the product in a while. I'm a casual, but we'll see what happens.
It's getting there, dude. Yeah. So it ended up being a great weekend, man. Just like living in the moment, and I even DJ'd a freaking pool party in the middle of September.
Nice, dude.
Yeah. Well, I needed to pay for these figures on the hunt somehow.
Yeah.
It's dangerous to have that much cash sitting in my pocket, brother.
Yeah, that's not for you. That's not good.
Yeah, but it was funny because I texted Dave, right? And I go, "Hey, I'm about to drive over to the gig right now. And let's see how long it takes." And that was at, what time was it at? I think it was at like 10:24. At 10:25, I'm like, all right, I'm here. I'll talk to you soon. I'm going to set up.
I'm like, wow.
Because it was at the pool in my apartment complex. Yeah, it was the closest gig I've ever done. I challenge anybody to do a closer one.
Look out the window. There it is.
Right there. And you could hear it, dude. I was pushing the sound a little bit. Yeah.
It's like you have a cool, efficient looking setup, but it pumps a lot of power.
Yeah, it's all about the minimum imprint, maximum output.
There you go.
Yeah.
So you're now even more, you're like famous at your complex. Now they know.
Well, before I was just some Joe Schmo off the street, and you know the saying, nobody gives a damn about you until they think you're somebody.
It's true.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And the moment they find out what I do, it's like, oh, wow, I'm way more friendly. You know, like it's so, I hate that. It's like, why can't we just be good people? Like, why do you have to be nice because you think you're going to get something from me? Like I was mentioning it to you off the air that I ran into this couple that live in the building next door.
Yep.
And I've interacted with them several times. Kind of, hey, you know, how's it going?
Like
Hey, have a good day.
Right.
Beautiful weather. Just simple small talk, right?
Yeah.
And they come up to me after because hey, my name's JR. Thanks for letting me be your DJ. Stuff I've been saying since 2012, right? You can listen to me on Hits 95.7, 5 days a week, 3 to 7 during your drive home. You know, thanks again, blah, blah, blah. And they come up, they're like, wow, thank you so much for being here. That's amazing. And I'm like, thanks, you know, it seemed like you guys had we had a great time. The music was awesome. This was so much fun. They got to do this more. And then they asked me to DJ their wedding. And that was weird because then I broke the news to them like, yeah, you know, like you guys have Instagram or like whatever, right? No, but I'm on Facebook. Okay, add me and we can talk about it. But I got to get this gear back to the apartment up the street so I can, like, wait, you live here? Yeah, you live here?
Upstairs.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah. I was like, I'm basically your neighbor. Like, what the man?
Well, I was just thinking when they said, yeah, you know, thanks for being here. You're like, I mean, you're welcome. I love living here. It's great.
Yeah, well, that was the thing, dude, because I'm like, well, I mean, you know, it wasn't thank you for DJing this or like being here. I'm always here. Like, this is where I lay my head every night. Yeah. So, yeah, it was so weird, man. And then it got me thinking about it even more when you mentioned the DJ at the other wedding. Mm-hmm. And then coincidentally, my sister hit me up today asking me about, hey, do you know this DJ in Portland? We're going to book him at the bar. I'm like, Lisa, I haven't lived there in 6 years. I don't know who's playing and who's not. Well, can you like look at his social and tell me if he's good? I'm like, I've never heard him play. How am I supposed to know?
Yeah, a picture of somebody behind the decks doesn't show you if they're good or not.
Right. Yeah. It's like, well, is he a great mixer? Is he a good talker? Is he okay at both?
Can he dance?
Right. You got to do all these things when you're entertaining. So I don't know. I just gave it the old eyeball test and just did my best. And I was like, well, his setup looks like it sucks. But if you have your own, you know, I think you'll be okay. And dude, these DJs out in the Oldport, they're playing for like 5-6 hours a night. And I totally remember doing that. Yeah. At like Pearl and Mark's and Oasis and you name, like all those places down there, dude. And I'm like, gosh, never again. Never again.
Did your time,
you know?
man. Everybody got to start somewhere. You and me definitely didn't have great setups, but it gets a little bit better and better, and that's a red flag you look for. If somebody's been DJing a while and they haven't upgraded their gear, it's like, okay, well, do you actually do this?
I'll tell you, man, where a lot of the DJ stuff, and we'll change it up here soon. Not everyone that listens to this is a DJ.
To talk about.
I think so.
Yeah.
It wasn't until I got into Nashville and I met my buddy Aaron down there.
Dude, yeah, Aaron.
Tallest DJ in the world. He's like 6'11" for no reason.
To get behind the decks.
I always tell him, like, bro, you're tall for nothing.
Dude, he's like Shaq, bro. He's like DJ Diesel.
Yeah, God, never mind. Shaq definitely the tallest. Yeah, it's like, bro, now you don't even have that title.
You're like in the top 5.
Yeah, so... Yeah, and he's just been a mobile DJ for so long and a club DJ for so long, and I really learned about, you know, going to that point, what I said earlier, the minimum imprint, maximum output. And it's about, you know, you want to bring your, like, the banging gear, but you don't want it to take up so much space. You know what I mean? Because I mean, mobile is in the word. You know what I mean? It's you're supposed to be mobile.
Well, and the next level to that is if you get really, really good, you're just getting booked to show up and plug in.
Right.
That's the ultimate. I would say that's the like if I was still DJing, that would have been my ultimate to say, yeah, I can still pop up and do stuff, but for me to just show up and everybody has the same equipment and I just need to bring my list. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. It's you know, I think that's probably the only way I'd ever agree to do another prom tour or another thing excruciating as that. Is if it's like, hey, we're gonna pay you to come host it, you know, throw down for a bit too if you want. But yeah, my days of like, you know, lugging around all that gear for a big setup like that, My back just can't handle it, dude. Like even now it hurts just from carrying that stuff up and down the stairs.
You were telling me you just left all your gear in the living room. You're like, my gear's just out there. I haven't put it away.
Yeah. But so going back to when I moved to Nashville thing, I still had the 10-foot light truss, which is something we used for the prom tours, and it helped out a lot. But for the most part, 90% of your gigs aren't going to be like that. You know, you're doing sweet 16s and you're doing weddings, and it's minimal. So that's where I quickly learned, okay, let me make this investment. Let me upgrade my speakers. They're still some of the best on the market. Let me get, a 3-foot gig bar instead of a 10-foot light truss with 2 huge, like, dude, we hated lugging that thing around.
Man.
And the truth is, you don't need it. And that it was those reps in Nashville and gigging like that really taught me that. And that was just invaluable.
You drove to Atlanta to DJ at Max's event that me and Max and Matty B were putting on We Live 20 before the world shut down. Dude, you packed up your car and with like everything you needed, and I think you brought a bunch of sound, or was there already stuff to tap into?
That was all my stuff.
Damn. Well, that sounded so good. I think everybody, I mean, even me, I was like, oh, wow. Like, did we provide any of that? Like, this looks clean.
No, that was the setup you saw over at the pool. That's all my stuff. And I fit all of that. The 2 Evolve 50 speakers, my DJ controller, my facade, my wireless microphone, and cables and whatever else you need, and then my laptop and stuff in my freaking backpack, dude. And I loaded that up in my little Honda Civic hatchback and drove that sucker all the way down to Atlanta. And it was like, damn, this is like a freaking concert. I had the gig bar going, some up lights around the room, like. It was, dude, like it looked and sounded really good. I was really proud of it.
It's just proof. It's really cool to look back on this, and I didn't even know we'd get into it, of how like you turned it into a whole profession. Truly, not I've made money a couple times. Like that was how you fed yourself, clothed yourself, like bills. It's true. Like people, you can do it.
Well, that's the thing. Like I always tell people, like learn a skill. If not a trade. Learn a skill, something that you can get paid for over and over and over again. And dude, I was DJing not to be cool, not to be famous, like out of necessity to feed myself. Like I'm in a position now where I'm doing better within my broadcasting career. So I can be a little bit more picky about which gigs I decide to accept, if any at all, unless I get the itch and I want to go out and play. Like at the pool here from my complex, I'm like, this is some quick cash. It's a 1-minute drive away. Let's just go do it. And I'll play what I want. I'll have fun. I'll get people moving, singing. Mission accomplished. It's something that living in Nashville and especially in Portland, I had to do on like a full-time basis on top of whatever else I was doing to survive.
Yeah. And now that you're past survival, you have expendable cash, which goes to the new hobby.
The new fig order. Bro, we went
no more new orders, bro. You gotta relax for a few days, all right?
Well, I get a Ringside Collectibles order on the way. I just want to put that out there.
All right. I would sneak that one in too.
Yeah, this one I ordered back at the end of July. I had to wait for a certain figure to come in that was on back stock. So once that finally came in, they shipped it out. It'll be here next week. But, dude, we went on a fig hunt, man, and it was so much fun, dude. I had a freaking blast. I had noticed... Because, Dave, I've been joining some action figure Facebook groups.
You don't say.
I have been. And I'm noticing these people are going out to these secondhand stores. And when I say secondhand, not in like a derogatory way, but
reselling.
The Big Lots or the Marshalls or the TJ Maxx.
Yeah, that's their business model.
Yeah. So, and they're finding $23, $24 elites for $8. So I'm like, this is what we're going to do today. We're going to hit some of these shops. We're going to see what we can find because there's a profit to be had there, right?
Right.
And if there's ones that I love, guess what? I'm going to keep them for the shelf, So it's like I'm doing good on both parts. First store we go into, TJ Maxx. What do I see side by side? it was Ruthless Aggression Elite Brock Lesnar and Ruthless Aggression Elite Shawn Michaels. Right next to each other, $8 a piece.
Done. You just take them. You're like, yep, I got any more?
Done deal. And I must have scoured because they just have one long kind of, of toys.
That's the best.
So I'm,
the organized chaos, dude.
I'm moving stuff around. I'm like, oh, what's that? That's cool. What's this? What do we got here? Ting, ting. And I'm just moving stuff around. That ended up being it. One of the other things a lot of people are finding that I'm seeing in these groups is this Elite triple pack where it's Brock Lesnar, Cowboy Brock, right? You get Paul Heyman and probably the best face scan of any figure that's ever come out. It's like a real little person. It's a real little
miniature Paul.
Call Roman Reigns. That's what he kept saying at SmackDown. And then you get Roman.
Yeah.
And dude, those are going retail for like $60 and people are finding them for $19.99.
We have to buy it. It's triple.
Yeah. I'm like, I'm trying to find it, but those kind of shops, it's hit or miss. Then we ended up going to a couple Wally Worlds, a couple Targets. I picked up a Ruthless Aggression Kevin Nash retail to flip. It's NWO, so I was tempted to keep it from my own shelf, but that's not like the Kevin Nash that I love. I want like the outsiders.
Well,
Kevin Nash.
I like that you're going for details. That I think the fun part about doing like a fig hunt or going out to yard sales or secondhand stores and trying to find stuff is being selective. Like, don't just buy unless you're just flipping and you're doing it purely numbers. It doesn't matter. But I've seen your shelves, bro. You've got them curated, like finely curated. You can't just be throwing anything up there.
No, and it's getting tough, dude, because I don't have stands. So I've been bringing in some new figs lately, and you try to gently pick one up and just
dominoes,
all of them. And then I'm like, Kit, I just leave them there. And I'll deal with it in the morning. I'm going to bed mad, but then I'll get out of bed and I'll toss the lights on, and I'm setting them all back up, and they're like, I love it, man. And I wound up picking up the movie star turtles, which I thought were real cool.
Those look good.
Yeah. And gosh, just, a couple other figures here and there. I got The Undertaker from the Elite Series Legends 19, which I had showed you with the hat and the big cloak and all that.
That was cool. Undertaker's like my favorite.
Yeah, and those were on sale recently for $13.79, $13.39, something or other. So I was like, hey, what's up? Like, match this price. Oh, okay, here you go.
Dang,
and they did, and I got them. And then I even got to pick up a couple things from my buddy Mile High Mike.
All right.
Who, his basement room, his man cave, the reason I started following him is because I thought he was a shop.
You thought your friend was a store.
I thought Mile High Toys sounds like a shop, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. Nah, it does. I would have thought so, too.
And I'm like, wow, the inventory is unbelievable. Like, what? And then he's like, no, man, it's just, this is my personal stuff. I'm like, what? And I didn't think that he would part with anything, but, some of the wrestling stuff he's not as passionate about as me. And I wound up scoring a Nasty Boys Elite, which I thought was really cool.
Throwback.
I'm going to open him up soon. And then the other one was a Elite Sergeant Slaughter, which was super cool, which I've had in my Walmart cart for like weeks. So hopefully I'm going to score a few more from him because his son's a collector too. So I didn't know about this. He had been hiding this from me.
Hiding his son?
Well, no, I've met his son. His son is in wrestling school, by the way.
Wow, you guys
which is
were
super
destined
cool.
to be friends.
I know, right? And so outside his door, there's like a curtain, and it's hiding this whole back area, which is his like overstock area. So it's all his things that he's like
overstock. Jeez,
designated to flip. Yeah, and
that's
a
like
lot
my
of
house.
things.
I can't say anything.
Yeah, he can't fit in there, so they all just hang out here. VHSs. We're talking like Turtles 1, 2, 3, Back to the Future, Jurassic Park 1, 2, 3, just VHSs everywhere, action figures stacked up, and even more so around the corner, his son's collection of Elites. So I'm like,
man.
I'm like, And one of the ones he was offering me was the Undertaker from the Elite Legend series with the Phantom of the Opera mask. Do you remember when he used to wear that white mask?
I do. That didn't last long, right?
No, that was because of an injury. And I'm like,
so they were like,
that's so cool.
how do we cover it up, huh?
Yeah. That was like a orbital bone break or something he had. I can't remember exactly. But I thought it was super cool. And they're giving me like good deals on this, like less than retail, you know? So I'm like, we got to get this kid on the phone because I got cash in my pocket right now. Like, let's go. So hopefully I'll be back over there picking up some more stuff. But
back to the Mile High toy store.
Yeah. So here's the thing, and tell me if this is fair to you,
okay.
Right? He goes, look, I'm going to sell this to you for $20, right? If this is for your own collection, your own shelf. He goes, if this is, just being upfront, this is something that you're going to sell, I'm going to charge you more, right? Because if you're making money, I want to make money. That's fair, right?
Yeah.
Is that like an unwritten collector's rule, or, because again, I'm new to this game.
It's actually the opposite for me, but I get it why it would be that scenario from a friend's point of view is if you're coming into my shop and buying something that's collectible, I'm going to charge you full price, like it's retail. Yeah. I'm going to charge you less if you need to resell it because you need to make money.
Oh.
Okay. Now, if it's a one-off,
yeah,
like if you're doing a bulk deal, I'll give you a discount. But if you're only buying one at a time, I can't give you a discount because
you'd lose.
Yeah, it'll average out that I'll make a profit if I do a bulk, and so will you. But if it's just a one-off, you know, and I can't like remember what I paid for it. Most of the time I can remember what I paid for stuff. So for example, if I got a 6 shirt for like $5 at Savers and I know it's retail for 40 or 30, I can still sell it to you for 15 or 20 and make some money.
Because you're still making a profit, just not as much.
Right. And if you know that you're like the grailed store of shirts and all your stuff looks a certain way, then you can charge a premium. I mean, that's why I charge a premium. I have like electrical bill to pay, internet bill. Like I have a storefront. I curated this for customers. Yeah.
Yeah. See, I wasn't exactly sure how that worked, but I was like, that's fair. You know, like these are like, I'm opening them up tonight, dude. Like these are going on my shelf tonight. Like I'd let them breathe, dude. Open them up. That's the way I do it. You know, it's like, they just display so much better. Oh, don't get me wrong. A lot of packaging, especially a lot of these like ringside exclusives, are just phenomenal packaging, and the figures look incredible in there. So there's a few that I keep in box. Like for example, the Mega Power set. It's got the big star on the freaking window box, and they're shaking hands inside, and it's just badass. I'm like, let's keep it like that.
Yeah, it's a set. I get it. I would keep a set together too.
Yeah, but for the most part, it's open them up, set them up, and just admire it, man. Like all the colors and all the different characters, and I love all the different time periods that I'm starting to, you know, develop. And man, I'll tell you, dude, it's been this whole collecting thing and the friends that I'm making from it and the people I'm meeting that really just has me feeling like I'm living out here now instead of just working out here, which is how I felt up until quite recently. Well, and that feels pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, I think your tone overall like has changed. It's been more consistently, I guess you could say up, but it's just been more consistent in general. Yeah. Like you're not like here and there and up and like, you know, we all have like ebbs and flows, but you know me, like I'm here. Oh, and now your waves are a little smaller.
Yeah, thank goodness, which is good. I don't know how anybody dealt with that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, hey, that's, I guess, one advantage of your long-term relationship, right? It's like you two don't have to exist in the same space. I think you want to, but, you know, hey, if there's a silver lining to it, it's I'm dealing with some stuff, you're dealing with some stuff. Let's both, like, get better as people. Yeah. And but it's community, because you said... You know, I'm a part of these groups. I'm making friends through buying and selling figures. And, you know, that's the same thing for me, like going to yard sales. I start seeing the same people. I go to postcard shows with my dad. Everybody knows him, seeing the same people, card shows, card shops. And once people know you do this, like our friend Darnell, he has a whole collection of stuff he's gonna sell me. And he sent me pictures, and like we're working out a deal. And
What?
dude, there are like these 8 NFL like starter Miami Dolphins jackets, and I'm gonna get a good deal on them. And
Oh man.
just because I put that out there, he's like, "Oh, I got some stuff." I'm like, "Well, let's make a deal, dude." So it makes you more connected with people when maybe they didn't even know. You're like, "I didn't know you collected that," or "I didn't know
you're
I have
into
that
that."
stuff." Yeah, I have that stuff too. So yeah, without a community, like that's one of the things to survive. That's why humans do well in packs, in groups.
Yeah.
If you're isolated, you literally live less.
No, you're
Less
right,
years.
man. And it's true. It was the longest time, it was just me, and that's it, you know? And that was rough. So if somebody is listening to this right now, is hearing what I'm saying, the sense of community it's invaluable. You know, it can really take you from a dark place, which is definitely where I was, and you might be looking in on the outside like, what does he have to be sad about? What is he so bummed out about? And it's just because I was alone and I had these bad habits and I didn't have the tools to know how to correct them. And I didn't have, you know, the wherewithal or the knowledge or even know where to get the knowledge to be able to try to teach myself. So yeah, just, you know, and it's not just a community. I'm doing other stuff too. But
that makes a huge difference, man. When
massive
you
difference.
need people in person, like, you know, we can only FaceTime like so much. Like
Right.
digital is good. It's just there's a different level to when we got to do this show in person, even though I was like almost like
Right,
dead. I
out
was
of
still
it,
just
yeah.
like, okay, like I can pick up on nonverbals and this is way better.
Yeah, dude, that was the best. I can't wait to do more in person. I'm definitely getting up there for the opening of the shop. And speaking of the shop,
Heck yeah.
I was talking with my buddies at Out the Box today.
Yeah.
And they were asking me. They're like, "So is Dave's shop going to be like a consignment space? Because we found when we first opened, that was the best move that we made because we didn't have to bring in the inventory ourselves."
It's so good for cash flow. So especially with the cards, I already have probably 3 different collections that I'm going to acquire to do consignment. And that's just, there's a massive cash influx you need. Like those guys know it out the box. Like you just, if you don't have the money for all the new cards, like it's new, you're even though you're reselling, you're still paying a premium. So if I can get stuff to fill the shop and make some money without having to spend it, like I'm already going to be in there selling stuff. It makes a lot of sense. It allows you to get going. And I do want to have like merchandise and stuff with high margins and clothing, but if it's stuff like that, it's expensive. I would 100% rather do consignment.
Yeah. I mean, it's, you know, why do people come to shops like this? First off, because they're trying to find a certain thing, right? Second off, for me, I noticed the environment more than anything.
Yeah.
Like, dude, I went in there today to drop off a couple figures from the hunt I just had that I wanted to flip. It was only 2 of them. And then I changed the price of a couple guys, you know, to help them move quicker. And that's all. I was planning to just being in there maybe 15, 20 minutes, right? Ended up hanging out for 4 hours.
Dang, dude. Time flies.
Just the environment in there. And there's so much to look at. And there's so much going on. And the conversation's so good. And I'm starting to learn. Nesto and Tiz are the 2 guys that own the shop. And it just reminds me of me and you so friggin' much. It's crazy. Like, think, in the mid to late 2000s, they met each other making music, rapping.
Wow. Dude, that's to a T exactly what we did.
Yeah, and, you know, they made the beats, and they did the rhymes, and they recorded it themselves. They did the music videos themselves. And that turned into this next thing, and I'm like, this is so crazy because Dave and I have been creators before it was ever even a term, and now I'm meeting 2 people that were almost mirroring what we were doing with DNR music group and all that, all the way across the entire country. And just the way we're talking and how they did it. And they used Adobe Audition, and so did we. And I don't know, man, it was blowing my mind, just all the stuff he was telling me. And that's why we just kept talking. I'm like, oh, and then, this is what Dave shot. And he's like, oh, this is how we did that. And we found this here. I was like, same thing. It's so weird, man, to meet two people that I vibe with so much that started because they were rapping and making music like us.
Right.
And now they're both in the reselling space like us. It's so weird.
Man, that's so cool. We're seeing like the
I need you to meet
alternate
'em.
reality.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a show. We got to do a show, all the four of us. That'd be so great.
Oh, it would be so much fun, dude.
Well,
and
like you said, they're going to make a pilgrimage out here.
That's what Tiz said. He wants to come out. I'm like, dude, let's
Welcome,
go, bro.
Welcome anytime, dude. I'll roll out the red carpet. We can do the podcast. If all three of you guys could come, I mean, that timing would be perfect.
It'd be so sick. And last week on our 30th episode, we got a question.
Okay.
We got a question from, and what you named him, they've accepted. Luther Tube Sock.
Luther
right?
Tubes, yeah.
Luther Tube Sock, not Luther Vandross, Luther Tube Sock from Thornwood, Colorado. And I got to meet him.
You did?
I met him today at the shop.
What's he like?
He's a puppet.
Amazing.
Which was phenomenal because their mascot is a Mexican puppet named Lopez. And he's so funny. The characters that they've come up with and the voices, and they had a counterpart to him. And that was, so Tiz was just doing that voice to be funny.
Right.
And then, Nesto tells him, hey, like this is a good character. You should do that. And then I played him our clip of when Luther Tube Sock, and he thought it was the funniest thing, dude. He's like, no, this is his character now. This is his voice. This is what he's about. And I was like, I gotta tell Dave, because it was just so stupid that it was funny.
Oh man, Luther Tube Sock. That's so random. I always think like, hey, if you just picked up this podcast on episode 31, you have no idea. And we couldn't even provide enough context for that to make sense.
No, it's too good, dude. It's too good. I love it, man. Yeah. It's like, man, I don't know. I make up characters all the time on the radio, So it was just cool. It was really cool to see, man. And
I got to get to Out the Box, dude. You're there all the time. And I'm like, I've never even been.
Yeah, dude. It's just so cool in there. It's like what you would have wanted your bedroom to be like as a kid.
We definitely know someone who's eclipsed that as well. So yeah,
you're not kidding.
It's
dude.
possible.
Yeah.
I was just talking to my dad today about all the finishes we got to do, the floor and the lighting. I got tons of posters and stuff. We got to do the sign outside lit up. We're gonna have a painted sign. I got to get on Facebook Marketplace some more, buy some counter spaces, some glass cases, that kind of stuff, and
Detolfs.
Yeah, it's like all those details, all those like. I want to get like some turf inside, like a little patch. There's just a lot of things that make it, like you said, a good atmosphere you want to hang out in. I want people to spend time in the shop because eventually you're going to buy something. Yeah,
dude. Like I see people come into Out the Box all the time and they'll just hang out and like you can browse for so long.
Yeah,
and then
that's
you're like,
the key.
And then you get that moment. F it. I got this.
Today's
like
the day.
I'm taking this home. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's so cool to see, man. And yeah, I've been talking about you a lot to those guys. And, if there's any infrastructure questions or just that type of shop, like, dude, they're like, tell Dave, we'll talk to him anytime. Any boy of yours is down with us.
That's so sick. Yeah. I definitely have a bunch of questions. I got to definitely look at their, the inside of their shop. I'm always looking at people's stores to get inspiration on like how to lay it out.
Yeah.
And I found this guy, my buddy Andy Lunt from back here, from back home during high school.
Yeah.
He lives in LA and he goes to this place called Burbank Sports Cards. And it's, you know where Burbank is. It's kind of like in the
that's
LA
where
area.
iHeart is out there.
So, I'll send you this on Instagram. The guy has so many sports cards.
Yeah.
He is like, I guess, like the king. Like he runs it. Like he is maybe one of the top collectors in the whole hobby. And he has this shop, and now I'm like, damn, I gotta go.
Yeah, you got to see it.
But I noticed the real takeaway was his focus is the inventory. Yeah, he has some stuff on the wall. He's one TV. He's got some pictures, but in the back room, the walls are bare. It's boxes, dude. He's all business. It's all about the inventory.
That's so cool, man.
Yeah. So it's keeping it fresh. And like you said, if you can sit there for hours and hours looking, then that's good, because if you come back, oh, you have new stuff. It's not just so many of these antique and consignment stores. It's the same stuff. It's not refreshed.
Yeah. It's literally like somebody went to Target that day and grabbed stuff off the clearance rack, and they're, you know what I mean? Like, it's,
give me that new.
You want to find that item that's like, it's like, whoa, what? I forgot about that. Or, you know, like I'm in the line of elites now. So if I saw today the 2 Brood Hardy Boys there that came in a ringside exclusive 2-pack, and they gave me them for a great price. So I'm like, man, that feeling, you know, like if you're a collector or you know somebody who is, that feeling when you're out and about and you get that great deal and you find that dope item and then you get to display it. You're like, oh man, it's just so fun. I love it.
It's the best, yeah. If any of y'all out there have stuff, I'll buy it.
Yeah, and dude, I'm totally coming out there for the opening sometime in October. You don't have an exact date yet, as far as I know.
Yeah, mid to late. I'm guessing probably late, just because like we got to get inside the building. And that's almost done. They're putting brick. Man, we spent $60,000 for brick on the side of the building. It's just it's for the look. It's not for infrastructure. So this building is nice, dude. It's nice.
Well, from some of the just like pictures I've seen on your story, I'm like, damn, this is like the real deal here.
We're about to be the biggest and soon to be the best. That's how we do it, man.
When can I voice the ad? That's all I want to do.
I do need to get some copy to you so you can mess around and we can try to fit like a 30-second, a 60, a 15, you know, different formats.
I'd love to.
People are going to trip out. They'll be like, Jay, what? Is that JR?
Wait, what?
Why is he? Why? What?
What? It would feel so cool.
Keep using your voice, because when I keep doing different ads, then they're going to get real confused. Like, oh, I guess he is back. I keep hearing him.
Yeah. Dude, anytime and every time. For free. I don't want a penny from you.
Bro, you're the voice of Double Play Collectibles. Like,
let's go, dude. Bro. I'm the voice of Double Play. I'm a voice on this podcast. I'm the voice of Hits 95.7. I'm the voice of Out the Box. Let's go.
I'm the voice of a generation. All right, well, we'll get there.
Well, hold on.
We'll get there.
I'm the voice of the voice. No, wait, that's CM Punk. Never mind. I just want to know when you're going to get out here. We can hit up a Broncos game. Maybe we'll go up to Boulder for a Buffs game. We'll hit up the shop.
Damn, bro, let's ride. Literally.
I gotta get you out here again, bro.
It'll be soon, man.
We can do a show right here.
Yeah. I mean, I'd even maybe brave the winter. I don't know. We'll see.
Dude, it's gorgeous out here right now. So
yeah, I like the warm weather better. So I'm gonna hold my breath on that winter comment.
Yeah, I mean, you want to come out maybe early December?
Yeah, I don't know. Are you gonna do? Where are you gonna do Christmas?
Dude, I don't even know yet, man. Like, I got to get with the lady on that, because like she's got her mom is in there, like is in one part of the country, her sisters are in a different part, and I'm in a different part, and she doesn't know like where she's. So I have no idea, dude. I'll probably end up being alone again, you know.
Bro, you're welcome at Ryan's house.
Okay.
Yeah, come stay here. I'll be up in the creek, dude. You could crash with me.
It'd be so dope, dude.
Yeah, man.
Only if we can cook breakfast.
Breakfast.
Let's go. That was our jam, dude. Breakfast.
Still is, man. I did it today. You would have been proud, bro. I had everything we hash browns, all of it.
Dude, that's the best.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it was to the point, just to flash back here real quick, when I was living in the creek, I would be so excited to go to sleep so I could wake up and have breakfast with Dave in the morning. I couldn't wait to fall asleep. Like, I was so anxious to fall asleep that I couldn't, because all I was thinking about was breakfast.
And you text me and you like smell something. You'd be like, oh, I think that's it.
I'm all the way down, and I'll stumble down the stairs.
Man, those are, I mean, it's times like that when you and me were both like struggling, dude, to see some of these visions through. And it's hard to tell yourself that it's going to get better. And then for every day, for it not to really get better day after day, you're like, I guess it will. And then you get a huge break. And now I've got a bunch of huge, when it rains, it pours.
Yeah.
And you just got to see it through. As long as you're making like tiny incremental progress.
Yeah. That's the most important thing, man, is it's not like all of a sudden overnight, you know? It's like, I think that could be more of like a detrimental thing rather than a good thing.
Yeah.
It's the old saying, slow and steady wins the race, right?
All the cliches are true.
Isn't that weird?
But until you've lived through it, doesn't sink in. You're like, yeah, I've heard that before. And then once it happens, you're like, okay. So that really works like that.
Yeah. Do you ever like look back and think of some of the advice that we've gotten from like, I don't know, elders or, you know, maybe your dad or something like that. But we're so young and we're so like set on doing it our way that we just shoot ourselves in the foot. It's like, man, you know, if I probably would have taken that advice, I probably would have been a little bit further than I am now, so to speak.
You would be. Yeah, I mean, we would be further, but we wouldn't be, I don't think, doing exactly this. We'd be doing something else.
Yeah, it's so weird, man, how all that is like, just time itself is freaking crazy. I'm coming up, November 1st is 2 years in Denver.
Dang.
2 calendar years in Denver.
Just like that, bro, flashed right by.
And just like that, yeah, it's so weird, man. And then it's like just all these different decisions and, you know, these little just minuscule things that you decide to do or not do throughout your life, they ultimately decide where you end up. And it's like, it's freaking crazy, dude. It's just crazy.
Yeah. And I've
been just like, yeah.
You know, we're not even 40.
Come after me. I'm a man. I'm 40.
Exactly.
I'm not a kid.
The amount of times we're gonna say that when we're doing this show, it will be every episode.
You want to drag his name through the mud?
I'm just gonna cue it up on the soundboard. Start the show.
Come after me. I'm 40.
You're in the mix.
DJ Scroob.
That guy, he was, dude.
Yeah. Dude, I could talk to you all night about collectibles and DJing and you name it, brother. But I know the Pats are on right now. We're recording this on a late Sunday night. What's the score about?
Getting whooped. It's 17-3, but it's only the first half. So
okay.
We'll see. Us Patriots fans have reset our expectations without Brady. It's a different world we live in, so we're gonna rebuild.
And it's interesting because I know living in Maine, being a Cowboys fan, and the Patriots are winning every other year, it seemed like, just crapping on me and my Cowboys. And I said, listen here, buddy. You're in for some dark years here post Tom Brady, I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
Get ready.
Luckily, while he was here, we cleaned up a few trophies, so that's good.
Yeah. Yep. And now it's going to be like, you know, 1995 season is the last time my boys won a championship. We're coming up on 30 years of that, right?
Well,
is my math right?
Yeah, in 2 years. It'll be the 30th anniversary. I have a bunch of that memorabilia. I've been finding little pieces from that Super Bowl to put together like bundles.
So do you think, how long will it be until the Patriots are back being competitive? And how do you genuinely feel about Mac Jones? Because our buddy Corey says he's not the guy. Nah.
Yeah, right now he's not doing it. They probably have about a year and a half with him to see how that works out.
Yeah.
And then the defense is great. the offense just not,
Can't get it.
need better receivers. And, I mean, I think it'd be, if Mac Jones doesn't work out, it could be another 5+ years.
Man. Yeah, it's tough, dude. I remember after Aikman, it was like, damn, who's going to be the guy in Dallas? Is it going to be Vinny Testaverde? No. Is it going to be Drew Bledsoe? No.
Who was the guy they drafted over Brady?
Oh, gosh.
Quincy Carter?
Yeah, I was going to say, is it going to be Quincy Carter? No. Is it going to be Tony Romo? Okay, all right. No. Definitely not going to be Dak Prescott. Just recently picked up Trey Lance for a 4th-round pick. I don't know how they pulled that off. He was a top pick in the draft just, a season or so ago.
Dang.
I don't know, man. Football, I used to let it determine my entire mood, and you know that.
Yeah, well, they're getting your hopes up right now. They're 2-0, and you're like, here we go again.
The defense is looking pretty stussy, though, right?
Dude, I would not want to play them. Their defense is real good.
Yeah, dude, I bet you could roll out some of the worst teams in the league and just have Micah Parsons playing defense himself.
Exactly.
He'd probably get a couple stops.
He would.
He
would, yeah.
Yeah, just by himself. 1 on 11,
Hey, one day we'll have to do a whole sports show on our network. That'd be fun.
Mm-hmm.
You see, Mace and Cameron got signed to a big deal, and they do a sports talk show.
What?
Yeah, they got signed. They signed to some network, and they're getting M's, dude.
What? First off, who wants to hear either of those gentlemen talk about sports? 1 and 2.
Someone.
Are they super knowledgeable about it or what?
I haven't watched enough to have a good answer for that, so I'm gonna have to watch and report back.
It almost would be like you're going to take 2 ex-NFL players and they're going to do a podcast about the history of rap music.
It's okay, well, that's, just your opinion, man.
Yeah, I guess so.
Dang.
It's kind of interesting. I don't know. That's kind of interesting. That's wild, man.
So it just shows you, kids, if you just keep doing something long enough, somebody will buy you just to get you out of the way, or I don't know, maybe because you're good.
Yeah, or you're working in Nashville and you got a 3,000-watt signal compared to the other's 100,000-watt signal, and you're spanking them in the ratings every week. So they finally pluck you out of that city to put you in a different one to work for. Wait, that's all very familiar.
This sounds like someone I know. Huh.
Great Scott, Dave. Anyhow, great chat, brother. For Dave, my name is JR. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, all 4 if you're feeling up to it. And most importantly of all, be there opening day for Double Play Collectibles. And remember, it's cool to be you. Peace.